to give you a few food for thought, and then I'll go into a few examples from my own life, and then we'll open it up. You know, everything, I was listening to Peter Jacobson last night, and he said, everything starts with an idea, and that ideas are powerful. And I thought, oh, what does he mean by that? And then I was looking, and then he started to talk a bit further. And then I thought about it, you know, that everything that you and I see around us, if you were to look right around your room right now, even what you're wearing, you know what, someone thought of that. Someone had an idea, I'm going to create that particular thing or things, and then they did, and now you and I wear it, spray ourselves with it, or use them. So everything that you see, I see, hear, feel, have in our life, it started with someone's idea, right? And if they didn't follow through, we wouldn't be wearing it today or have it around us today. So that's really, really amazing to think about. The other thing which struck out from many of the things he said was, you know, the only competition we have is with ourselves. And I thought, oh, that's really, really interesting. And I start to reflect on my own life about the competition I've had in my own life. You know, no one else can run it. And what do I mean? I'll say some of these things and maybe they resonate with you. So taxes, for example, I've been wanting to do my taxes for the last 1.5 years. And I finally got it done 2 or 3 days ago with the help of a very, very dear friend of mine. Just sort of say, come on, Stephen, you can do it. But you know what? I started to want to do it 1.5 years ago. And it started with me printing out this, then getting getting some sellotape and getting some, I was like a snail when it came to that. I'm fast in Crowd One, I'm fast in building, I'm fast in sharing, fast in doing all this stuff. But when it came to that area, it's like, oh, I even remember saying to Tina and John, I've got to take a week off so that I can do my taxes. You know what? I took that week off and I remember procrastinating. And every time I looked at the taxes, I was like, oh, I can't. And I think I moved like a snail on that week as well. And then came back to do Crowd One. You know what? But I started. And if I'd never started it, and even though it was really, really, really slow, at least I finally got there in the end. So I got there in the end. Fitness, you know what? I started that once I realized the weight was piling on last year after I went into online working. And so I went into walking, it didn't work. I added body exercise, that didn't work. So I thought, oh my gosh, I'm actually going to have to change and do something I said I would never ever do. I'm going to have to go back to the gym. And you know what? That idea, that decision, coupled with consistency over time, led me to being fit and losing over 5 to 8 kilos since then, and turning a lot of more than that of fat into muscle. And so, you know what? I started something, it didn't quite work out, but I fine-tuned it so that I could get to where I am. So taxes, slow as this now, but at least I started it and I got to where I am now. Not quite up to date, but I've caught up 1 year and I've got this year just gone by to catch up as well. Fitness, I am most of the way through to where I want to be. Social platform sharing. I'm sharing all these to make you think about your life, your competition for your life. See, because it's my fitness, you can't be fit for me. It's my taxes, you can't do my taxes for me. Social platform sharing, you can't do that for me either. You can be a part of it, but I've got to create it. You know what? I was on YouTube. I had a YouTube channel which had 5 people for 8 years. I had no idea. I said, I want to do that. I started it about 19 years ago, and I had, no, actually 8 years ago, and I had 5 people for all that time until June this year, because I didn't know what to do. But at least I started. I thought, oh, somehow I'll figure it out. 8 years later, then went to Dubai. Someone said, you know what? And they shared some information, and they encouraged me to do what I'm doing now. And you know, I've nearly got, since they shared with me that in June, I have now nearly got 400 subscribers. You see, I started something somewhere. Not only that, about 3 years ago, I started to Facebook share. And so with Facebook sharing, I thought, oh, how am I going to do this? I'm going to have to build my story. So I started 3 years ago, and now it's starting to pay off. Now it seems like lots and lots of people are appreciating the posts I've shared, even up to 3 or 4 years ago, and they're beginning to share. So I began somewhere, wasn't very good at it, but I just kept working at it, chipping away to where I am today. Online working, MLMs, where we are now with Crowd One, for example. Do you know that I started online working? And that's why I say to people, never compare to someone else, because I don't know your journey and you don't know my journey, right? And so when we're talking about that, when we talk about a journey, I began it when my life fell apart in 2013 or 2013 to two, and then when it totally fell apart in 2015. So that journey has been a 6-year journey since I had the worst crisis in my life, and I thought I got to get forward. So I kept falling forward, till I got to crowd one. I started somewhere. When my crisis happened, I went, this is not the end. It took me 2 years to figure that out, this is not the end. And then I went, okay, so online looks like it's the way. I didn't know how to do it 5 years ago, 6 years ago, but I just started to do it. And then as I did it, I learned little things along the way. Those little things added up. And then when it came to crowd one, I was able to do so much and move past my fears in a strong way. If you've just started 1 year, that's okay. If you've been like me 5 to 6 years, fine. And some other people have been a decade or more. Some 1 or 2 have been a couple of decades in this industry. So don't compare yourself with others, because you and I don't know each other's journey except for what you and I share with each other. Last of all, I'm going to share is that my relationship broke up. My marriage broke up in 2013, and then we were divorced by 2015. You know what I said during that time? I said, I will never, ever, 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 ever get into a relationship again. Imagine saying that. And then I realized, I asked myself this question. It was a very basic question. Am I a companion type person, or am I a single type person? And the simple answer for life. And the simple answer was, oh my gosh, I'm a companion type person. I better reassess, because if I say I'm a never type person, I'm never going to have a relationship. And I'm a companion type person. That's not good. So I reassessed it, because I thought I'm going to open myself up again. And I started a process of dating, which has led to me finding the love of my life years later, to where something special will happen over hopefully the next shorter rather than longer amount of time. You know what I mean? And so I said never to the gym. I said never to relationship. And we can often say no to lots of different things. We can say no to relationship. We can say no to being an entrepreneur. We can say no to many things. Some things it's good to say no to, but be aware of what you say no to, because if we say no to the thing that's actually important in our life, we will never have it. So if we say no to success or to finances, guess what? Then we won't have success in that area ever, because we'll never go there. And if we're a companion type person and we say no to finding someone, to reaching out in the area because we were bitten in entrepreneurship, bitten in relationships, bitten in whatever other area of life, you know what? Then it will never, ever happen. We need to restart, refocus, reset, so that we can re-go again in the right direction. So we're talking about start so you can finish. And you can't finish what you don't start. And you've heard about me sharing about many areas of my life, so to help you get an idea so that you can think about your life, your competition, about where you are and where you want to go. So what are the powerful ideas you're having about yourself this morning? Because everything starts with an idea inside your head, inside your heart, and the competition truly is with yourself, not me. It's with yourself. Where are you going?